do a few other elementary things that you have to know how to do it right at the beginning. Another one would be one that tells you how to travel, meaning within a sim, various ways to travel, because there are multiple ways to travel. And another, so there are, I've already posted a few of them, little instruction bits, and I am actually laying out a plan that will, for instruction plan, and I'm writing it as a gamified version. So, for example, you come in as a novice, and there's certain things you should get before you have the novice badge, before you earn a novice badge, and basically those are a few things that you need to be able to do right at the beginning. And then you come in as a user, and as a student, and by that time, of course, there's a number of things that you have to learn. Oh, I have to answer a phone call. Excuse me. You all go ahead.
Okay. I'll kind of jump in on what Selby was talking about, because I think it's great, the idea of a kind of a gamified badging kind of thing. That's great. I would approach it, I think, a little bit differently, though. I think that the first thing I would recommend, how I would do it, is having a Zoom session where somebody could watch me. Here's how you download this scene gate viewer, and then here's what it looks like when you open it up and you log into Kitely, and then here's how you move using and then you bring a pop-up with a picture, the WAS, the arrow keys or whatnot. So you provide images and show them what it's like, and then it's like, okay, now it's your turn. Try doing that. So yeah, I think that we do need to pilot a few kind of approaches and sort of test this out on each other. Just maybe so I don't feel any sense of urgency, like, oh, we have to be done with this by the end of this academic year or something. I mean, it'd be great to launch something soon, but I think the sessions going forward, we should be trying out some specific kinds of content, maybe approaches to a training, and just trying it out with each other. And then hopefully when the website is finished, or we can talk about other things. But I think just the idea of onboarding and getting faculty who do not they're afraid, they won't even come here if it's too much work. We have to make it super easy and start really, really simple. So I'm not even interested in they should learn how to hypergrid or travel no, just getting them in here to walk and sit down somewhere and talk to other people. That's enough. And then
Right.
click on the thing to do a presentation. Like, if we do that, that's a huge win, and get other institutions or other people and become the hub for onboarding faculty with virtual worlds. I think that would be great. The other thing I think that maybe we want to integrate with this, because I think this is important. Val and I and other people at CVL are really looking at, we're playing around with our head-mounted displays in social virtual spaces. Because when people think about VR and virtual teaching and immersive learning and stuff, they're always thinking about the head-mounted displays. So I think we should really address that right out of the gate. Like, here's desktop VR, which is totally accessible. It's been around for 16 years, and it works. Like, use what works. Get in here, and here's all these people you can meet and learn from. And it'll also prep you for the head-mounted display stuff, because right now, a lot of that's very glitchy. So I'll turn my mic off now.
I agree with Bethany. I think making us an onboarding central area to just spread the gospel of how easy and simple it is to get into VR. It's not as complicated as you think. The other thing I might suggest, Eileen, is you had some really great presentations last year. You had Cynthia come in at one point and spoke to something, and then I forgot the woman's name, but she did the elementary school curriculum that ended in the chicken dance. It was before the OSCC conference.
Yes, she was somebody who came in from Second Life through the BOCES. Was she the one with the Merge Cube that was looking at augmented reality?
Yes, she had some Merge Cube, but somebody who has a really great applied use as just something very splashy and simple to witness, and having a Zoom event to maybe just show people this is what's going on out in the world. And in addition to Bethany's idea of zooming them in through a tutorial, an onboarding tutorial.
Well, please don't limit yourself to Zoom. If you're going to do that, please make a video and post it on YouTube.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah, by all means. But
And,
I just and
preferably not an hour-long video.
yeah, I
Preferably,
keep it short and sweet.
yeah. Well, you can make it if you have an hour. You can make 4 or 5 videos out of it.
I also need to just tout something for those of you who are still currently ESC students, is the new Open Home platform, of which I am the concierge. The group meeting app in there, it's VIIGO. It is awesome. It is so much better, so much easier to use than Zoom. You can screen share just your browser window as opposed to your whole desktop, just tabs. The interface is great, so if you have not played in Open Home yet, go check it out. Eileen, that was for you too.
Thought you were giving a session the other night. I was going to go to it.
You know what? It was me and myself and I and the dog. Nobody came.
Oh, sorry.
I would have loved for you to come visit me.
Okay. Yeah, as Scott said, he is the man of many talents. He's been nominated for the Chancellor Award for SUNY, and he's concierge to a very innovative open platform, more built upon WordPress. You know, it's not as much innovation in terms of emerging tech, but it's using a lot of the communication tools and pulling them together quite elegantly. So
and the collaborative space is great.
Yeah. Now, I've got to leave in a few minutes, and I will ask you to please continue. But what I'm hearing is maybe we might each bring in some different aspect of what we conceive of as good onboarding and either pilot them next time we meet, the next month, or maybe plan to get together and figure out how we could pilot. Also, too, and Scott knows this, we can, because I'm still part of the state university, we can get an IRB, which allows us to actually go to a research level, but we need to get permissions and all of that. So down the road, if you think of people that might be able to come into these environments, once we start, I'm almost envisioning a carousel of different options for getting people in. We might be able to gather data and then really publish something on this. But I don't think we need to bollocks ourselves up with that right now. But I'm hearing, just looking at the onboarding process, which is going to take research on our own parts, and we're all looking at something that in and of itself is emerging. So that's what makes it very exciting to me. But I'm going to be leaving and bring some people in who are really struggling over on some other island run by a group that I'm working with. So if you wouldn't mind giving me notes for the last part, and I don't know if Al was able to save some of these, but yeah, the next meeting, we're trying to run them the second Wednesday of every month, and we moved them to 6:30 to try to help poor Lucia, who's coming in from Italy, and try to get a time. So you'll notice on that sheet that I put out there, I'm trying to get people to think of categorically things we might address, but also think about times when you could meet. Today we can meet many different ways. We are so over-meetinged, it's hard to get this together, but if you could put times that work for you so that if you want to kind of focus on one of the particular categories, and maybe we'll just break it all out into onboarding for the next couple of months, let people know when you might be available too, so that we could have some subcommittee meetings. So I will leave myself right now. Yeah. We'll just have to depend on our memory here. Well, and that's something too down the road too, is we really want to solidify this. I've been doing my own kind of ad hoc note taking, and I try to get notes out every night because I have too many other things to do if I wait. But this one, probably the most critical meeting. I don't really have this well documented. So I'm asking you folks to please kind of fill in as much as you remember. But the idea is to develop kind of an action plan. And I think everybody's right that we have to think about the different ways of onboarding, try different methods, figure out how we can maybe do that among ourselves first, and then see what works. Yeah. Well, and I think it's all possible. And if some of you guys know because you came into my class where I could force you to, and if you looked, I always went stage wise. First show up and we talk. Then next stage we move, so I've been able to hold graduate credit over your head. But now when you don't have that, and I had badges too, as I really believe badges make a difference. So I think about those things, think about how you learned. You can't, as Shelby said, you can't send out a 10-page document. I always had short, we're going to do that this time. And then I have documentation for people who are developing their own islands. So these are all the important topics. So I'm going to literally hop over to somebody else's island right now, but keep on talking, take notes, and just fill me in, and let's figure out what we're going to do next month if we can get this group. And thank you all, and thanks, Val, for coming. There's so much to do here, and let's keep on talking because this is what new paradigms are all about. And you make me very happy that we all get together from all around the country and even the world right now. So have a good night, and keep on talking amongst yourself. If you remember coffee talk. So I will talk to you later. Bye.
I'm going to have to sign off as well. I've got a lot of writing I've got to get done tonight since it's all due on Sunday. But if anybody has any ideas, feel free. We've got the Google Docs now. So leave suggestions and we'll go check them out. Good night, all.
And I'm available if you have something that you want. That you would like for me to appear in my blog, just give me the content, and I will work it into an article. I have to leave also.
Thank you, Selby. Yeah, you're going to be our advocate for sure. Our promotional.
I long ago realized that virtual world, Second Life included, needed good promotion,
Yes.
and so that's I actually intentionally worked out my blog. Just a minute, I'll post a link to my blog. And by the way, on my blog you can search it. So if you go there, you can, up in the upper left-hand corner, there's a search bar, and if you will search for such things as scene gate, or other terms that we have used, including DTA for digital teaching assessment, you will find a number of articles on those topics. Okay, bye everybody.
Selby.
Bye, Selby. Good night. I'm going to head out too. Great to meet everyone. This is exciting. I'm really glad to play a role. Got to figure out what my part will be.
Yeah, I think we should, we'll have to talk more later, Val.
Right.
But yeah, thanks.